crypto warriors, changing our world day by day. The way of the crypto warriors, can't rely on the bankers, no way.
Hey, it's Bix Weir, roadroo.com. Quick one this morning. I want to show you the difference between a rigged market and an unrigged market. Two assets that are massively undervalued, but one's in a rigged market and one's in an unrigged market. Theta is in an unrigged market. There's no regulators. There's no regulators in cryptocurrency. That's why it's it is a free-for-all. Fair market value can be expressed in cryptocurrencies. Whereas in regulated markets, that's not allowed. You're not allowed to let silver go up to its fair market value. In cryptos, you are. Yes, Theta is on an absolute tear. Why? Because it's an undervalued asset being traded all over the world in unregulated markets. So it's, yes, they try to rig it, but it's only going higher. Why? Because regulators facilitate the rigging of markets. That's basically it. So Theta is at $12.32. This is the joy of hodling. All the other cryptos are down for the most part. The joy of hodling is if you are invested in an undervalued asset where the rest of the world doesn't know the value of that asset and they start to learn the value of that asset, you want to hodl. You don't want to be a trader. There are no traders left in Theta. They're waiting for a pullback, and they'll be waiting their entire lives for a pullback. I'm not saying it won't pull back, but it won't be the traders causing the pullback. It'll be people cashing in to buy mansions or whatever they want to do with their earnings as Theta continues to climb. By the way, I do want to say, if you want to know more about Theta, go to Michelle Whitedove's Patreon channel. Everybody who owns Theta should belong to that Patreon channel. Michelle Whitedove, she initially brought Theta to our attention. It got everybody digging in, saying, what's this thing Theta? What's this thing Theta? And we did all the homework. She gives us updates on price projections and things like that. Brilliant. Amazing person and amazing spiritual advisor and guide. Michelle Whitedove Patreon. If you own Theta and you've made a penny at Theta, you should really. I mean, she does all kinds of other cryptocurrencies as well. But she's all over Theta because that was her baby in the very beginning. Spirit told her, she wasn't asked about Theta. Spirit told her, there's a crypto called Theta, go find it. That's really cool. Michelle Whitedove. Okay, so Theta, yes, it will continue to roll. $12.41 means it's got a $12.4 billion market cap. I think the largest company out there is like Apple Computer with $2 trillion. So Michelle's been saying it's going to be in the thousands from the early days. And we're all like, what do you mean it's 5 cents? How could it be in the thousands? People didn't understand what it was. And then those of us who did the homework found out, oh, Jesus, this is bigger than the internet. This is Internet 3.0. Broadband expansion, absolutely necessary for Apple to be even functioning as a company. So Apple has a $2 trillion market cap. If Theta's $2,000, that's a $2 trillion market cap for Theta. I think it's going to go to 10 or 20 trillion. Why? Because every single tech company in the world needs Theta to work, to expand the broadband, for the Internet of Things to be rolled in. You want your smart cars to drive around and be able to see all this information. You gotta implement broadband expansion. Theta is the only way to do that without spending quadrillions of dollars building out an infrastructure that will only be obsolete after it's finished. With Theta, any device at some point, your phones will be able to run an edge node and you can earn Theta fuel. So much going on. Anyway, so what does a chart of a non-regulated stock look like? Oh, let's say the last month. Let's say this day. Look at this day. This is what non-regulation does. Free market trading. You have buyers and you have sellers. Right now, there's very few people who want to sell. You'd be insane to sell. And you have a lot of people buying and a lot of people waiting to buy on a pullback. That's what a free market is. That's what Chris Giancarlo back in 2017, 2018 said was the reason they had to stop Bitcoin. This is the head of the CFTC of the US government. And the Trump administration was in on it. in the destruction of Bitcoin in 2017, 2018. Chris Giancarlo said, if we didn't stop Bitcoin, it would have just kept going up. Well, why would it just keep going up? Because one, it's undervalued in comparison to that thing it's being valued in, which is the US dollar. Bitcoin, there'll be 21 million Bitcoin ever made. With Theta, it's 1 billion. That's it. Bitcoin, 21 million total. Theta, 1 billion coins total. Never anything more. How many US dollars are they printing? That's the problem. Problem isn't that cryptos are so great, although Theta is. The problem is it's what it's being weighed against. A criminal, corrupt system used for money laundering, drug running, pet stuff, right? That's the US dollar. 99.99% of all that bad stuff they say about Bitcoin and cryptos is being done with the US dollar, with the backing of the US government and the central banks and the banks, JP Morgan. HSBC was, I don't even know the number they were fined for money laundering. It's so high. JP Morgan's paid over $40 billion in fines for criminal activity over the past 20 years. It's insane. So Chris Giancarlo said, if we didn't rig the price of Bitcoin down and get control of it, it would have just kept going up. That's what a free market does. That's why Theta is moving up. It's an undervalued asset. People who own it don't want to sell it. People who don't own it are trying to get it at any price. That's where we are. Welcome to free markets. The SEC doesn't know what free markets are. They wouldn't know a free market had slapped them in the face. All they know is rigged markets, controlled markets, sound, secure exchanges. Give me a break. Here is what regulation does. Look at this. Gold and silver slammed for no reason. Completely out of the blue. Bang. That's what a regulated rigged market looks like. So look at those two charts. This is today. Theta. Boom, 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 boom. Undervalued asset. Look at this. Bang. See that? Just ridiculous slam down out of the blue. It is so often seen in gold and silver. Why? Because gold and silver are the canaries in the coal mine for the US dollar. That's the main thing. And now, so that was the original rigging idea by Alan Greenspan back in the 1970s when he wrote the first banking computer programs. We got to control gold and silver. Hey, it's easy with computers and derivatives. Here's how you do it. They were implemented. They've been running ever since. But now, the U.S. doesn't want to rig this game anymore. The U.S. wants out. Problem is, these too big to fail banks have this short position that they'd be destroyed if we got out of the gold and silver rigging game. So they try to slam it down to cover their shorts. Listen to Ted Butler. ButlerResearch.com. If you want to know anything about silver, subscribe to Ted Butler's service, ButlerResearch.com. So these are the tale of two markets. This is what the regulated criminal rigged market looks like in silver. And this is what the unregulated wild, wild west undervalued asset looks like in Theta. Theta is going to keep going up at higher and higher rates. The big things I've been waiting for in Theta haven't even come yet. The addition of Coinbase, the advertising campaign. Everybody's going to know what Theta is very soon. Like everybody on the planet. Shockingly exciting. Great discussion of G-Pool and the 3.0 upgrade on the G-Pool YouTube channel. It's called G-Pool Team. Great discussion, hour and a half. Go listen to it. You need to get smarter when it comes to Theta. And the more you understand that this is not just some regular company. Somebody said, well, Bix, if Theta's $2,000 a coin, that means it's a $2 trillion market cap. That would put it up with Apple. Theta can't be as big as Apple. Theta is much bigger than Apple. Theta is the internet that Apple absolutely needs. How do you value the World Wide Web? What's the market cap of the World Wide Web? That's what G-Pool market cap should be. In the quadrillions? Who knows? Who knows? But right now, you have a shot getting in on the ground floor. Yes, I know it's gone up thousands of percent. It's going to go up thousands of percent more. Key, though, there will be death-defying pullbacks. 50, 60% are possible in cryptos at all times. Crashing of the banking system, all the exchanges shut down, all that stuff can happen. You need to hold it in your own possession, never bet more than you can lose in cryptos. And then after you double your money, I always advise this because people say, oh, you told me to get in. After you double your money, take your initial bet off the table. You're just playing with house money. I didn't do that because I can hodl for years if I need to. And I have. Road to people have hodled for years. A lot of the things that we wrote off as dead are coming back. Have you seen Dent lately? But no, I made a big bet. I said, this thing is bigger than big. It's a technology company and a cryptocurrency. And it does so many more things than Bitcoin and Ethereum in the top 10. By the way, guess who's in the top 10 now? Yes, Theta. Theta's in the top 10. What'd I say? When it was over 100, it'll go, it's going to get in the top 100, the top 50, the top 20, the top 10, the top 5, the top 2, and then it'll be number 1 as far as market cap. Bigger than Bitcoin. It's so much more useful than Bitcoin. Bitcoin doesn't do anything anymore. It's a store of value. Well, you can hold a piece of gold as a store of value. I think Bitcoin's better to hold as a store of value, but Bitcoin doesn't do anything. Theta does everything. All right. Here's my Theta commercial. And there's my juxtaposition of bullshit like this in an obviously rigged market. Thank you. Thank you, CFTC. Good job. Good thing we pay you $120 million budget per year. Good thing you're there. The top cop on the beat. You wouldn't know a manipulation if it kissed you in the ass, much less kicked you in the ass. But this will end. Check out roadtoroot.com. Go to the Jenny Moonstone readings if you're looking for when's going to happen, Bix, for silver. The next battles. I said nothing's going to happen right now because this isn't a delivery month. The end of April, May is the delivery month. April's your month. Nearing the end of April. You want to know the next battle, like the fun battle right before the delivery month in March. So it was February that things started getting crazy with Reddit and all that. We're coming up to that again at the end of April. But until then, nothing's going to happen except this bullshit criminal activity. CFTC should be dissolved. If they're too incompetent to do their job like they have been for the past 50 years of incompetence and cover-up, they should be dissolved. We should get all our money back. And who got that $920 million fine that JP Morgan paid? Are you an investor in silver? Did you get any of that? I obviously have been invested in silver for that whole time. I didn't see a penny of it. Where is that money? Who got it? Did the CFTC get bonuses for letting it happen and then fining them years later while all the silver investors lost their ass? That's the kind of corruption we're dealing with. That's why I think the CFTC should be dissolved. The SEC should be dissolved. Get governments out of markets. Yes, there'll be a lot of fraud and a lot of hanky-panky, and if the exchanges can't control that, no one should invest in it. It's like cryptos. People stay away from crypto exchanges because it's not regulated. Well, then you get fair market value action. It's not regulated. It's the regulators that are the problem. And if the exchanges get too corrupt, people remove their money. You shouldn't play in a rigged game. That's where we are. Again, Jenny Moonstone readings, unbelievable. On fire. Go check out what she says about April and silver. Check out what she says about Jeffrey Christian. Check those out. Phenomenal readings. If you want your own reading, go to jennymoonstone.com and sign up for a reading. People love hearing about their life from Jenny. I don't know what she's got something. After every session we do, I'll get a personal reading from her, like, I'm going to play golf on Saturday. Is it going to rain? And she'll know. Stuff like that. Of course, there's more important questions to ask. All right, that's all I got for you today. This is Bix Weir. Again, there's a difference between freely traded markets where undervalued assets go up. That's what's happening to Theta. Will it stop? No. It's not going to stop. It's not going to react like the rest of the cryptos. It's not going to react like anything because it's massively undervalued. It's the future of the internet. So that's my take. But again, once you double your investment, take that off, put it off to the side. The rest is play money. Have a day with it. Take the risk. Don't bet more than you can lose. And that's where we are. And silver, April silver. This is Bix.